Hola, Senor Marcus. I greet you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Hi. So, it's been a while now. I'm just going to go straight into the testimony. I don't want to waste your time. But everything's good with me so far. God has been working with me really hard in these last days, and I'm progressing very rapidly through the Lord Jesus Christ. So God will reveal that in due course of what I mean by that. So let's just get back into the testimony. Okay. So after I had left the two churches, the Potter House and Living Water, I left both churches, Potter House and Living Water. After that, Victor told me about a new Bibles Believers place that I was meant to go down and see other Christians. And I was like, so I reluctantly said, okay, I'll go for this. So he gave me the directions. It was up in the West End. And I was, looking for this place. People giving me, go this direction, go this direction, go this direction. Everyone say, go here, go here, go here, go here. And I was just like, I can't find this building, and I'm just trying to find this Believers Bible believing church. And I'm trying to find it, and these people, I'm getting lost, and people saying it's this direction, that direction, and I'm like, I almost just gave up. But I was on the road for at least about, I don't know, sweating, drenched in sweat, because I'm trying to find this building, right? Because I'm running up and down looking for this place. So eventually I found the place where I was meant to go. Went in there, and there was all these I'm sorry to say this, a bit of snobbish people when I was going into this building. They weren't very friendly, they weren't kind. I just wanted to just leave because they weren't very pleasant in here. So I go into the room, I meet the guy. He was having a meeting with some other group of people. So I waited so I could speak to him. And as I spoke to this guy, who was the chairman of the Believers, Bible Believers, and I said to him, he said, what are you doing with yourself? Well, my former pastor told me I was going to be a minister. So I said, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so that's what I was told that I was going to do. So he said, okay, then, well, we're not starting yet, so just have something, have a coffee, have a tea, and I will be doing a session and you can talk. Okay, so I said, okay. Sat down with this group of people. There was this lovely young black lady who I was talking to, and I was telling her, oh, I've just got baptized now, just for about a few years now, and and I'm doing that. And she was, oh yeah, that's interesting. And then there was this other lady called Margaret, who was talking to me as well. So I was talking to both of them simultaneously, but I was having a really good conversation. And then this couple came in afterwards, and they were a white couple, and they introduced, the husband was very friendly and the wife was friendly and everything, and he was very talkative to me and everything like that. And then she wanted to, the woman Margaret, which is black lady, wanted to sit with me, and obviously she hadn't known that I was drenched in sweat because obviously trying to find the building, so she didn't want to be near me. So the session started, and they were talking, and I was asking a lot of questions about Adam and Eve, and about Adam being Adam was the first creation, and then I also said that Jesus was the second redemption after Adam. So every time I was asking questions about the Bible and about Jesus Christ, they just kept looking at me, wanting me to shut up because they wanted to have a word in. But because I was so enthusiastic and I have a love for Jesus Christ, and I really wanted to show my knowledge and wisdom of Jesus Christ, they weren't really nice to me. They were just like, every time I opened my mouth, they were just looking at me in disgust, like, why are you talking? We want to have something to say. Why are you trying to always talk? So then eventually I stopped talking at all, and I didn't even open my mouth anymore. And then the girl on the left of me was noticing that they were being really horrible to me, and they didn't want me there. And I kind of like, soon I said, after this meeting I'm gonna go and I'm not coming back after this. And so as I was, the guy, the chairman, said, okay, if any more questions, and you can go home. So I didn't answer any questions, and I quickly went, and the woman the girl younger said, I said, bye, hope you have, she just said bye, because she knew how horrible they were towards me. So she just felt that they weren't nice to me, because obviously I was asking all the questions and they didn't want that. They wanted to talk, which is fine. So then I just left, and she said bye to me, and I went, and I did speak to Margaret, which is another black lady, because she was really rude, made me feel really uncomfortable. Then I left, and then once again Victor called me again and said, there's another, they're still doing that Bible believing, church again. And I'm like, do I really want to go there a second time, to this place where I was mistreated and don't want to hear what I had to say? Do I really want to put myself through that again? And then, like a retarded idiot, I went again. But this time I got lost, and I stumbled across the All Souls Church in near Piccadilly. So I saw this church, and I was waiting outside, and obviously you couldn't go in if you're not a Bible believer in that church. It's only for Bible believers. I said, can I just sit in there, just to sit in the cot, sit in there? Can I just sit in there? I said to the lady, and she just said, okay. She said, okay, come in then. And I come in. Then I was talking to a sister. I'm not going to name her name, because this person will know who I'm talking about. I was telling her about my experiences at the Believers place, and how they didn't like when I was talking about Adam and Eve, and how I was talking about Jesus and answering all the questions and stuff like that with my knowledge and wisdom. She said, oh, that's very interesting, but they weren't nice to me. And I said to her, she said, okay, let me introduce you to Laura. Laura is her friend. I said, hi Laura, how are you? Shook her hand and said hi. And then I spoke to her, and then I was she wanted to know about me. I said, I'm a Christian and I'm a Bible believer. I told her about my brother. I told her about my experiences in churches. I showed her some of the stuff that the Lord Jesus had done in my life, like a reality TV show. And we became friends, and we started following each other on Facebook, and she started following me on Facebook, and I followed her on Facebook. So during that time I was talking to Laura and telling her about my experiences, one of the girls from my previous church was calling me, which was Samantha, and she didn't have anything to say. I think she just wanted to have a gossip about the pastor and everything like that. And I didn't want to have a gossip about my past, my former pastor, because I said, Laura, I'm talking to someone named Laura, and I really want to continue with it. And she said, okay, I'll call you back later. So then I carried on talking to Laura and then telling her about my experiences, and then we became friends. She was a good listener, and she was very patient with me. And then we went our ways, and I said goodbye to her, and then we left. Went home, and Victor called me, and he said to me, did you go to the Believers Bible? I said, no, Victor, I got lost, and I went to the All Souls in church instead, and I met Laura instead. So he was like, oh, okay, at least you met someone there, and then I told my mum that I met Laura at the All Souls church and everything, and how I got lost, and I told her all my experiences, blah 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 blah. Then it was time to do my next mission with Jesus Christ. So during that time, God was telling me about my second temptation, and I was wondering what it was going to be. So I went online and I found this massage parlor. I said, okay, so this is massages. I said, okay, what's that? Like really intimate massages. I'm like, okay, okay. So I looked online for some. I looked for some online, and I found this guy called Alex Steele who does massages. And I said, okay, he's up in the West End, and you can go there, Mark. Jesus was telling me to do this. Got there, I found it hard to find up in the West End. I think it was in Paddington. I think it was. And met the guy and said, oh yeah, I'm here to have a massage and everything, blah blah blah. So made me very comfortable, and we did the massages, and there was like a list of what massage would you like. Got this one, got all sorts. I remember there was like several. So I said, let me just do one at a time for each session. And I've never had a massage in my entire life. I've never had an intimate massage before. I've never had that whatsoever. However, when I was 16 or 17 years old, when I was very blessed from the Lord Jesus Christ, he did introduce me to, there was a competition that I entered when I was 17 or 16 years old, when I was winning a lot of competitions from the Lord Jesus Christ. I won this spa, and me and my mum didn't want to go, so we gave it to my cousin Astra. So she went on it, and obviously she had a good time with it. I don't know if she said thank you for it. My mum probably said she did say thank you, but we didn't go. I didn't go to it. My mum didn't want it, and I gave it to my cousin. So she had it. She got to experience it. So for me, trying to experience it for the first time in massage was very interesting. So it was really nice. I talked to him while I was having my massage and everything. It was really nice. So this was gonna, the Lord told me to do this for, I think, 6 months, do some months, and so different ones every week. I would go for each week. Alex, his name was. And I carried on, and I shared the word of the Lord Jesus Christ to him. I shared about the gospel. I shared about my relationship with Jesus Christ and how far I've come as a Christian, how it's my relationship with my brother has been better since I became a Christian. My relationship with my dad has been amazing when I became a Christian. So he was really interesting, and I shared the word to him all the times I was having my temptation massages. And then I carried on, and then we became really close. And then during the time I was leaving there, I bought him a cake and said thank you for the massages and stuff like that, and a calendar I bought him, and a calendar and a cake for his, meeting him. And then this was amazing what happened. My watch that I had broke off. It broke off. I said, oh my gosh, my watch is broken off. And then he said, okay, here's a watch that I'll give you as a thank you for what you did. So he said that we didn't want to leave it there. We wanted to continue to be friends, because obviously there was a connection of good friendship connection there. Hedon and a Christian meeting each other. We exchanged phone numbers, and then I went my way, and then sometimes we would catch up with one another about it. And that was that. And then after that, what else did I do that? I met up with Victor and Emmanuel in a cafe afterwards and told them about this church that I was going to, another church I was going to, which was a Jamaican church. And I went there a few times. I went there with my mum, and they seemed really nice to me when I went to this Jamaican church that I was attending. They were really nice at the beginning. But as you know, when you go into churches, people try to examine you, try to see what faults you have, what problems you have. Minister Anne and Pastor Clive were really trying to let these Jamaican people to be a bit nicer to me and try and get to know me, but they just refuse to get to know me. They refuse. And then